All right. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And thank you for joining us as always in our Swiveling Beyond live stream. So, today we have another fun filled, action packed agenda for you. Hope you're going to enjoy as always. We're going to be looking at another one of our Swivl strategies. But before we do that, go ahead and, of course, introduce myself. My name is Kelvin Patrick. I'm the host with the most, all right, here at Swivel, bringing you this action packed agenda. And joining me, as always, is my wonderful colleagues and partners in crime, Vince and Oksana. So, Vince, Oksana, how have you been this week? Go ahead, just let the people know what's been going on with you.
It's been pretty fine, thank you. Active and busy. And today, guys, it is really hot here. Like I know, big difference. Yesterday we were like wearing jackets, and today it's just tough and hot. Summer has come. It seems so.
Yeah, summertime.
Yes, it is definitely knocking on the door. I think
Mhm.
here for us, it's kind of blew through the door.
Yeah,
We are in those getting, you can tell the dog days of summer is just around the corner.
Oh yeah. Oh
90 degree weather with the humidity. So, gotta love it though.
yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty hot. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. I've been pretty productive this week, so everything's going good. Looking forward to the show. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we're going to go ahead and get going here because I know that last week when we were talking about our last strategy, we got a lot of positive, wonderful feedback. And they love them and said, keep them coming. So
hmm
we got another one here for you called Picture That Word. So, as always, before we begin, we're going to go ahead and just share some of our experiences as it relates to um, how we used flashcards, but more importantly, picture flashcards within our classrooms with our students and everything. So I will say that for me, I think flashcards are very valuable tool. It definitely provides, you know, another way of learning for students who do
hmm
acquire information visually and just being able to make those connections between words and pictures. I think is immensely valuable. Whether you are working with a group of ESOL students, so they're picking up English as their second language, or maybe it's a dual language program, or it could just be students who might be new to your classroom or to the school and they're just playing catch up. So again, there's lots of different benefits for that, but it definitely does again hit and work with lots of different individuals during the course of their learning career, I will say. So, Vince, Oksana, what about you all? What's been kind of your experiences that you've had with flashcards?
I would say that flashcard greatly helped to improve students' speaking skills because, like, based on some certain pictures, let's say that they need to make up a story or the story with some kind of a purpose. Yeah, the story to persuade someone, the story with the happy end, or the story with the continuation. So it really helps to enrich the vocabulary to use. The words of I know more advanced level. We can speak about the native language, the foreign language, and how to connect the words into the sentences in the correct way, and how to connect sentences to make them speak logically, nicely, consistently. I know. So I would say that. The picture flashcard could be used with any age and with a great number of purposes. But like the big goal is to improve speaking skills.
Excellent. I couldn't agree
Definitely.
more. Definitely. This will be a huge benefit with improving the speaking skills and building their confidence about those new words that they
Correct.
don't know. So, yes, definitely.
Yeah, and same, very similar kind of things that happened with you all too. Like I remember when I was teaching the middle school in science, we had a lot of complicated words, or maybe words that were, not like maybe a little bit different than what was in the native language from some of my students. So we had like accommodations, and we would use for every lesson or every unit there was a flashcard set that we would use that we can give the students to actually hold up to use if they wanted to answer if they think that's what it was, or I can use it when I'm explaining maybe, for example, if I'm explaining a definition to a student to the whole class, I could use the flashcards at the same time and hold it up. I would hold it up while I was speaking about it, so that would actually ingrain that word or the meaning because they already know that word in their language. It's just they just don't know the English words. It's not like they're not intelligent. It's just the word that they don't know, right? So another thing we used to use for flashcards with pictures is in my writing class. We used to use it for like quick stories, for writing stories. So like just show a picture and come up with a quick story. For or like we would do that for uh, creating intro sentences, stuff like that. So like, hey, uh, here's this flashcard or this picture, and create an intro for this, with the catch, with the hook. So yeah, we used to do that too. That was fun.
Excellent. Yes,
Yeah,
I definitely appreciate that you did see the value in that, and your students were using that very well. And
yeah,
and when you were talking, it kind of sparked something that I said, "Oh yeah, I forgot we did that too."
yeah,
As far as not just necessarily with ELA, within just the
hmm,
English class or whatnot, but you can use this cross curricular. We would do this all the time with math and science as well. So you have those vocabulary words.
hmm,
For example, I remember one unit we were talking about space. So galaxy, for example. So they draw a picture of their representation of galaxy and have the word and the definition of the galaxy on black of the flashcard as well.
hmm,
And this was really nice because you also get to see kind of their interpretation as well, and not necessarily either the way that the teacher described it, but what they
yeah,
took from that as verse written and when they draw their picture as well to describe. So that was really nice. But I would have to say my favorite use of that was in math, man, because I just love math so much.
hmm,
My favorite subject. But those flashcards, especially with the pictures, are very interesting because they were always unique, just depending on the level of understanding on the particular topic. So, for example, let's say that had a decimal. There was many different variations of how they would draw the picture of the decimal,
yep,
but their understanding would be exactly what we were looking for, even though that representation would look a little bit different. So, again, it helps to bridge the gap between what we want them to understand and what their understanding is themselves, um, again with their peers in the classroom. So I think that's really nice. And for those of you out there that are listening now, please go ahead, jot down in the chat what your experience are. We would love to hear from you as always. And if you're going to be one of our rewatchers on this, you can still drop that into the chat, as we do check those daily as well, and love to respond back to our viewers. So with that being said, we're going to get into the how. So again, we've all had our experience with the flashcards. Essentially, we teach a lesson. Students either write down the flashcards, draw the pictures, and it's going to be similar to that. But as far as with using the Swivl strategy, picture that word, and I'll show you what the strategy is shortly after I go over the how of doing this. You're going to set up your Swivl robot like per usual. So make sure everything's turned on. You got your two green lights on your robot, and of course your marker, right? You're going to do a pre-recording of your lesson. So if you're introducing a new set of vocabulary words, you're just going to record yourself doing those vocabulary words. Okay. And as you're going over each word, you can also hold up a picture of the word itself, so the students will be able to see that in there. You would also use the up or down arrow on your marker to bookmark each word. So when you go back and share the video later, you can go into those timestamp comments and type down the word. Let's say, for example, your primary teacher sight words cat. So you can type in cat in there, and the students will be able to see that. And so they can, again, uh, write that down on their flashcard and draw a picture of cat, for example. So again, just using the up or down arrows for those bookmarks. Then once you're done, you would, of course, go into Teams within your account and look at your video. Make sure that you have everything in there for those timestamp comments. And then you would share that out with the students. The students, again, would watch the video that you created, that you've either shared with a group that your class is a part of. I know some teachers in this instance either use their own Teams account and the students would be watching from there, or they have a class team account where they also share videos too that the students have access to. Because again, maybe you don't want them to see all of your videos, you only want to see specific videos. So again, that just varies from teacher to teacher, but ultimately you would still, of course, share the video and the students would be watching that. In this case, it could be a flipped activity where they watch this at home as part of a homework for the week to prep with their parents if it's sight words, or if it's it could be part of a center, a small group that they're doing as you're one of their rotations around in for that class period. Okay, so however you want to do it, again, it's still going to be essentially the same. The students will, of course, be within their group or at home, watching the video, pausing at each moment, writing down the word, drawing their picture, and then going on to the next word. The good thing about the bookmarks is after they watch the video all the way through, if they were double checking, like, wait, there's 4 words here and I only have 3, I missed one. They can look at which one they want that they missed and then go directly to that portion in the video. And they don't necessarily have to watch the entire thing over again. And it just helps to save time as well. So again, something to keep in mind, which is why it's really important to use those bookmarks. So with that being said,
Kelvin,
yes.
So I noticed that we do have like a couple more viewers on and also, and they just popped in on YouTube. So I just want to say, like, if you have any questions, just let us know in the chat. We can also highlight your chat very easily. You click this, I can just pop it on there on the screen. So if you're interested or you have any questions, let us know. We'd be happy to answer anything that you have, even if it's not necessarily about this. I mean, we could probably answer it. So, but yeah.
Yes, we definitely love interaction. So please, those of you, and first of all, thank you for joining us. Those of you who just came into the chat, greatly appreciate that. But as Vince said, go ahead, drop those questions in. We love to answer them. That's picture that word, how you would go about doing it. Now let's get into the actual why behind this. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick.
And while you're doing that, Kelvin, I'm gonna, for anyone that's here in the chat, I'm gonna put the link to this document that Kelvin is showing you, so you can download it yourself and try it out. So on our Educator Hub.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Vince. So again, this is, I actually jumped ahead a little bit. My apologies. I meant to start from the Educator Hub so you can see how I got there. So this is the Educator Hub, what Vince was just mentioning. So how you would use this, obviously, is once you come to this page, we have all of our all of our support documents here for as far as, again, those Swivl strategies, the how-to guides. We also have our webinar, blog posts, and case studies. So if you wanted to just wanted to look at the Swivl strategies, you can click on that. And all of our Swivl strategies that we have will be posted here. Okay.
Hey, Kelvin, why would anybody want to come to here? Like, why would, like, a teacher that's watching right now, maybe, why would they want to come here? What is this used for?
Oh, very good
Maybe they
question.
don't know. Yeah.
So, if you are not aware, this is a great place to come. As you can see here, your one stop shop for gathering ideas and strategies on how to use your robot or the Teams platform itself. Because that is something that we do often get a lot time
Mhm.
to time is okay. I know that I can live stream with the robot. I also know that I can record myself in the classroom, but what else can I do with the robot? Glad you asked. There's lots and lots and lots of things that you can do with the robot as well as the Teams platform. So again, it's not just for live streaming. It's not just recording your doing a reflection of yourself in your classroom. There's so many more things that you can do, which is why the Educators Hub was created. And we are constantly adding new topics to this. And we also do like to work with teachers out there to collaborate on things that, again, we like to say we can't think of everything. So if you see something that you do in your school, for example, it's like, oh, I've been using the robot to do this. I don't see that on here. I wonder if it'd be a good idea to share. Definitely, yes. We would love to hear those ideas. And if it's something that obviously is very warranted, love to collaborate with you and create a new swivel strategy and get it added to the hub. So again, please, please, please feel free to share. But again, yes, your one-stop shop for anything swivel robot related for those in class as well as outside of class use with for you and your students and of course your colleagues and peers. So again, this is where you would come to. You would just hit download, and then the strategy will open up. Okay. And from here, for example, we know that time is of the essence for teachers and we don't want to get them bogged down with too much information. So our swivel strategies are designed to be one pagers. I, again, will always say that, yeah, you might see, wait, why does it say two if it's a one pager, Kelvin? Very simple, easy question because there's supplemental materials that go with it, things that you can use for this. So, for example, this is about making flashcards for your students making flashcards. So instead of you having to create a template for that, we have done that for you already. So you can go ahead print this out. If you have cardstock, a regular picture, laminate, whatever the case may be, and do this. I know some teachers like to laminate these so they can use dry erase markers to do, and the students have them, and then they always have when they go to the new set of words, they can use it for that as well. Some teachers are just very old school. It's like they have the ring. You're just gonna have a list of vocabulary words for the entire school year on your ring. I've seen that. So again, it just depends. I know some of you probably out there are laughing like, I know those teachers, So yes, I definitely know those teachers as well. So again, it's very customizable. The great thing about it is it's not cookie cutter in that, okay, this is the only way that you can do this. You can take this strategy and modify it to make sure that it meets your needs because again it can cover a lot of different needs, kind of like how we were talking about how we use flashcards. Again, you can use this elementary up to high school if you're doing bilingual, dual language, English as a second language, new students, even adult education. So again, it's only limited by your imagination as how you want to use this. The overall ask is going to be the same. You're going to do a pre-recorded lesson of those vocabulary words, just like how I described, and making sure to use the bookmark feature. Hitting that up or down arrow is going to make your life a lot easier. Trust me, when you're going back and actually adding in those information to your vocabulary words. You share this out with your students. They actually write the word down, and then on the back, or sorry, they write the word down and any other information, and then on the other side of the flashcard, they can draw their picture, or they can draw the picture and then put the. I'm pretty sure that's depending on your students, and I'm sure you know them. You're going to have some they're going to want to draw first, and then do all the other writing second, vice versa. So again, that part is completely up to you as well. Um, Again, as long as the students are able to understand and recognize the picture that they've drawn is going to be the most important thing here. So again, we don't get necessarily bogged down by the details, but again, that can also vary by teacher to teacher as they're using this. So just keep that in mind. Same thing about coloring it or leaving it black and white. That's entirely up to you. This activity is estimated to be about 15 minutes. So again, we wanted to keep it about the length of a center. So just depending on what your center time is, I know most centers range from about 15 to maybe 30 minutes, just depending on how many rotations you're going to do for that particular day. Will vary. So if you do have a little bit more time, you can maybe put a little bit more work and effort into their drawing, maybe coloring. If not, that's fine as long as they're able to recognize the picture that goes along with the word. And then that's it. They practice and study their words just like they would. This helps to save time for you because they're watching the pre-recorded lesson and you don't necessarily have to be in that same group. It leaves you free to work with another small group of students as they're working on this. So again, that's going to be picture uh, picture that word. Vince, Oksana, anything that I might have forgotten or that you like to add to this?
Uh, Perhaps I would like to add about some benefits of such type of an activities. So, at first, it could seem that the teacher needs to do some kind of a home task on the one hand, but on the other hand, you do this part of a lesson, so you don't need to repeat 100 times during the class while you're having the class the same words. That's first. Then it is possible to pre-record several tasks and to distribute them among students and divide them into the groups. So the task will be more individualized. Not all the class is working on the same flashcards, on the same words, but they are working today on video A, tomorrow they exchange, and group B is working on video C, let's say, yeah. But they could exchange those flashcards later and give their feedback, what kind of words they had, what kind of words the other group had, and to think how these words, what is common between these words, how these words are different. So to continue working on these several videos that the teacher could do just beforehand in advance. It could be done as a project or a part of the project, and in this case, we need to mention that there will be lots of skills developed in our students, like independence, responsibility, creativity. There is like no teacher standing and repeating the same things to them, right? So they have the task, they have the recording made by a teacher, they have the deadline. So, and then within their team, within their group, they need to decide how to do it in the best way possible. So maybe this, like I'm sure there are much more benefits, but like this, like the first ones that came to my mind.
That is very good, share, Oksana. I love that with the collaboration between the students themselves. And that is another good point, too, about that students could be at different levels or different
Yeah.
skill sets. So they can be working on this same strategy at the same time, but it can be scaffolded in a way for them to be at or differentiated at their own level. So
Yeah.
if you have group A is at one level, they're working on this set of words. Group B is at another, working at this set of words as well. And again, that sort of growth and enrichment piece can come where they collaborate and sort of share. And it's going to help the students that are maybe at another level, maybe a lower level, to sort of help bridge that gap, and the students that might be at the higher level, there's an enrichment piece to again facilitate those needs as well. So I definitely enjoyed that. Thank you for sharing. What about you, Vince? Anything you like to add?
I was just going to say that you could even use this. I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but if you have any parents that are struggling with helping their students with like vocabulary or
Yes.
anything like that, you could share this video out with them too, even though they're not technically in your classroom or in the team, by using a web link. because we have a web link sharing functionality on the Teams platform. So you could technically send it out to a parent that would like to work with their students at home, because you have some parents that are really engaged in their learning, or they have some extra time after school to work with them, or maybe they're going to be out for a week or something like that. Maybe they're taking a break, maybe they got ill or something like that. So you could do this strategy as a take-home assignment by watching a video at home as well. So that's something you can do. You can think about. Another thing is the little handout that we have. I remember we used to make a lot of interactive notebooks in my class. So you could use those to cut out and make interactive notebooks with them. Of course, you have to model that with them, of course, but it does really help out because you already have the sheet there ready to go and you can cut it out. So there's a lot of things you can do with it. You can
Yes.
customize it too. So.
That is.
I loved the what Vince was saying somewhere at the very beginning about fun. That you remember how fun it was while you were teaching. So I think that, and I'm sure that you would agree with me, that positive environment contributes a lot to the progress of the students. Yeah, one way when they feel like stressed, not confident, maybe afraid or scared to raise their hand, and the other way when they feel relaxed, positive, and really having fun and learning something at the same time. It's a great thing. So, and I think this activity really could contribute to improving or having a very positive environment in the class.
Oh yeah. If you present it as something that's not, especially it's also the way you present it to her as a teacher. Right?
Yeah.
If you go into it and show like, hey, you know what, I'm not the best artist. I draw terribly, but let's all make a picture of, I don't know, a landslide or something. Let's just draw it out, and then you'd be amazed how well their drawing skills actually start to improve, and their notebook starts looking amazing or whatever. So it's just really fun to see that.
Without any pressure, right?
Yeah. So.
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. Set that expectation. The students will definitely rise to the challenge there. And real quick, just again, for everyone that's out there watching and listening, just wanted you to know, again, this strategy, picture that word, is found on our Educators Hub, which is what we shared earlier. It's on the screen right now. You just go there, and if you type in just picture that word, or you look up Swivl Strategies, it will be on that list as well, along with some other strategies that you might want to take a gander at for your own classroom. I think, one more point to what Vince has said earlier about the parents is huge, because I haven't met one teacher that hasn't had a parent say to them, I want to be able to help my child out, but I just don't know how. You get that so much, and it's very powerful to be able to share a video to them
of yourself,
someone that they know. So it's actually their child's teacher saying, this is how we're doing things in the classroom, and this is how you can help them. I think it's huge. So again, definitely being able to do that, I think, is going to, of course, help out a lot. So with that being said, I know we're at time now, so we'll go ahead and wrap up here. And so before we close out, just want to say, for more help, you will definitely, with our Swivl products, definitely should visit us at swivl.com/setup. Join us tomorrow, Thursday, May 12th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, where we will be having our weekly Q&A session where you can ask us anything Swivl related, and from how to turn on the robot, or why does it blink red on my robot? I don't get that. So again, we will answer all those questions for you and everything in between as well.
Yeah, there you go.
You can follow us on our various social media platforms, such as Instagram by just at Swivl or at Go
At
Swivl.
Swivl. At Go Swivl, yeah.
Yeah. And you can follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/Swivl.
Please
And
subscribe as well.
Twitter as well, which is just at Swivl.
At Swivl.
So please make sure that you like and subscribe on those and follow us on those social media channels so you'll be notified as new videos or posts or things are happening. And we'll be back again next week on May 18th. 2022 for our next Swivling Beyond session, where we'll be talking about extending faculty discussions. So we're moving away from the students a little bit, talking about you and your peers after those faculty meetings that I know we all love so much, right?
Yeah, I love faculty meetings.
Oh, of course. Never dull moment. So with that being said, on behalf of Vince, Oksana, and myself, thank you all so much for joining us today, as always, and we'll see you next time.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.